You gotta be ready.
Oh my goodness.
Good
Are
morning,
we
everybody.
No,
We are on.
Buenos dias. Buenas noches. Buenas
I got
tardes.
scared. I got a message saying there was an error, but I'm seeing we're
That's
live.
because I clicked live first.
Okay. Oh,
What is up, everybody? Good morning.
good
Friday.
morning. Oh,
Happy Friday, everyone.
oh,
Yes,
We are
it's a
live.
great day. It's a cooler day. Let's just say that. It's a
Yeah.
cooler day. I mean, it's been hot.
I
Way too
know.
hot.
You should see me schwitzing on top of my menopause. It's great. It's amazing.
What
Look,
schnitz?
I'm
You
all
said
red.
schnitzing. Now you really turned red.
I know, and I'm like, no, because it's that light. I don't know. You can adjust. Look at this,
Wow.
red. Look at it. Look how red I look. This is terrible. Red, not red. No makeup, by the way, today, guys. Let me see if I can adjust this new
I'm
ring
drinking
thing.
super juice. I'm drinking super juice right now. Super juice.
Do I look too green on this
What's
one?
in super juice? I wonder.
Okay. Oh, how was your week?
My week.
Mm-hmm.
My week was pretty chill, man. I was pretty excited. All the kids went back to school. It was less cars on the road.
I know.
Not that much traffic. I was moving around to places, and then I went to the beach.
Oh,
Went to the beach.
now I'm
I
jealous.
enjoyed a beach day. There was
Wow.
nobody there.
Yesterday.
I loved
Yesterday.
it. Actually, the day before.
Damn, I should have
The
done
day
that.
before. Yesterday, I should have went to yesterday, but I did not. I had to take care of some duties. 'Cause
Amazing.
I'm actually
Right.
next week going to visit my family in Florida.
Beautiful.
My nephew's birthday is on Saturday. He's turning 2. So it's going to be a little cutie
Good.
pie.
I did a very adult thing yesterday. I went to the 5th anniversary gala of the South Asian and Indo-Caribbean Bar Association.
What
Okay.
is that?
It's an attorney association. So met with, there was the whole top creme de la creme of the judges and civil servants, as far as, like judges and prosecutors and stuff like that in the city were there. A lot of course, South Asian and Indo-Caribbean guys. Actually, it's like, it looks like our city has higher position with people of different background, which is kind of cool. Met with, there were other, the other Latino jurists and all that. That was super cool. That was super cool to see that we finally having a little bit of diversity. Those guys still had to struggle, to be where they were at. So it's shout out to them all, So it's good. Keep up the good work. And I think it's important, if you're going to be in front of a judge accused of anything or a crime or misdemeanor or anything, to see somebody that looks like you instead of the usual guys, right? Somebody, yeah, it was good. It was really fun. It was nice. Lots of contacts. It was great. Want to do that again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. So today let's talk about how emotional of a roller coaster ride we have when we have this real estate life. How to avoid that seesaw throughout our career, right? So it could be emotional. You can have anxieties. Your finances are up and down. What do we do? How do we avoid that? How do we stay zen? Well, it's hard word to put on, but what do we do to just ease off that seesaw effect or seesaw? That's what it's seesaw, right?
The seesaw.
That first one was like swimming.
Because it's especially right now, like there's all those talks, like market. A lot of brokerage have had to cut back on staff, especially managing staff. Like in big names, we're not going to name them, and restructure their thing. Cut back on advertisements on a lot of those big brokerages. Some agents are making half of the money. Actually, a lot of brokerage have been making half of the money of they were making last year. And then I'm seeing agents, because of their anxiety, not dealing with they're dealing with things like very, very emotional, I
Yeah.
can give you. You want to start with my little story? I'm not going to name anyone, but I have this agent who's had a listing in Queens, was showing it, got some offers. Turns out that the guy that was selling the house could not really sell the house because the house was going through probate, and it could be done later. But then the what we thought was the seller became like really really nasty and got involved with me. And that agent, who's a top agent, is a 7-figure agent, has been for over a week now, has this seller under his skin, and that's all he talks about like all day long, and he goes back to it, and he just can't get the what happened off of his mind. And he's like, it just overtook him. He's like, can you believe it? And this guy and this guy, and I'm like, chill, man. This is just like brush, dust your shoulders off and just move on. And but this is like something that I don't have an example of. I'm sure it happened to me, and it's not it's not great, because if it's going to affect your days like that for days, how performant can you be?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're gonna go through these ups and downs.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Like, it's inevitable. I think when it comes down to that, if you find yourself complaining about one individual, one of your clients, or whatever the case is, the beauty of the business is that you have the opportunity to choose whoever you want to work with. So if these people are occupying too much of your time, if they're being unrealistic,
Yeah.
if they're being disrespectful, whatever your reasons are to say, you know what, I'm going to cut my ties here, you do have the ability to fire your clients. Like, they don't just have the ability to fire you, you have the ability to fire them. If
Right.
you feel that it's not going too far, that's it. Cut your losses, man. How easy do you think it is to work with someone who is already on your bad side? It's not easy at all. You know what I mean? So if these moments are occurring, understand that you can walk away from that. Another thing that you would want to probably pay mind to is, if you're really sitting there and just so focused on this one potential client, the only answer I have for you after that would be is get more clients. You
Right.
wouldn't
No,
be
and
so
this is somebody
focused.
who definitely has more clients. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, his GCI is in the 7 figures, so it's
Beautiful.
like it's great, but it's like that gives you an example that it could happen to all of us, and how it could ruin your whole week just because you want to kill that seller.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the gist of the story is about it, but at the end of the day, is, if,
No, I
if
think
you
his
feel some
emotion,
type
he
of way,
was overtaken by his emotions. And I've seen how it was like, I can't believe it. And the next day he cannot shake it off. And then, it's like, look at me, all my years of experience, ego gets in the way. And, I know. And then you like realizing, and we discussed it a couple of days ago, like how growth mindset has this huge part in basically in this is how you deal with your anxieties, how you deal with emotions, how you deal with like some of the instability that we have, even the financial instability, and I think all of it has to do with growth mindset. You guys agree?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess we could Ed, you're an expert in growth mindset. All I can do is explain a little bit where this came from. I think in the 90s, psychologist Carol Dweck really dived into the notion, because in the 80s, I think there was no such thing as growth mindset. Everything was like, we predestined with a certain intellectual level and so on and so forth, and let's do the best we can do. And like you reach adulthood, and that's it, you have your limitations. And then here comes this lady who's like, whoa, this is not how it happens. Our brain is an ever expanding mass, just like whatever we can add to it and whatever it can contain, just like the universe is limitless. And so she had, oh look, my desk is going down. So she had this whole notion that she's brought in, and a lot of realtors and top coaches have been embracing the notion. Do you want to go and discuss it, Ed? Because I know your like growth mindset, fixed mindset is your thing. You've been giving lectures on this.
I mean, yeah, it's if I could simplify it, if I
Yeah,
can simplify everything in this little time that we have, it's all in your head, right? It's all a brain game. You know what I mean? Everything, in my opinion, is psychological. You know what I mean? Think about it. If you go out there and before you step out, if you're talking down to yourself, or if you're telling yourself how you can't achieve something before you walk out of the door, you don't understand how powerful that is to your subconscious state of mind. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between what is real or what is not real.
your
And
subconscious
then
just there to make sure you survive. So yeah, it's gonna
it's
tell
there,
you you can
it's
do.
there to do whatever it is you say. So if you tell it that I'm not gonna make this happen and it's not gonna work for me, and you know what, I'm not gonna nail this listing appointment, we're not gonna get this offer accepted, you're calling that into the universe. You know what I mean? You have to speak what you want as if it were. So don't speak about what you do have that you don't want. Speak about what you don't
Good.
have that you do want. And I know there's a lot of do's and don'ts in there, and it can get confusing, but that's what it is, right? At the end of the day, don't sit there and analyze if you're in this position, right? Like I went through this. I shared this story with you guys when we did the whole live thing, right? Back in November of last year, I had about 5 deals that were under contract pending. I was excited. This was a first for me. I had 5 deals that I was waiting to close on. And one by one, they all fell apart and left me with one deal pending. Do
At
you
least
know
one.
the anxiety?
Oh
Do you know
yeah,
the
of course.
anxiety that I was going through?
But you had one.
Knowing
You had still
I
one.
had
It's great.
one. I had one. Whoop the effing do. One. It was it
But
was
that's
it
still
was
something.
it was
I
like
know.
October, November falls apart, one closes in December. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that, and we got to kick it into gear, right? We've always said it. Winter is my season, right? Winter is my season. You know how many realtors take off for the winter time? And
I
you know
know.
what it takes for you to work through the winter while you sitting there making calls, trying to talk to people that don't want to talk to you, and then you take a break and you go on Instagram and somebody, so and so realtor of New York, is chilling in the Bahamas in an all inclusive. And I'm here trying to hammer away at these damn phones,
Good. You setting
right?
up for next year.
Exactly. That's the type of mindset that we have to have. And it's not just about me, it's just that's the type of mindset you have
But
to have.
you see, it's been anchored. I've been working in some offices where there was a lot of fixed mindsets, where it was, and I'm not talking about any recent brokerage I was with. I'm talking a while back, where it was like, oh, after, from September, we're having all those holidays, Jewish holidays and on, and there'll be Thanksgiving and stuff. So from that time on, foot off of the pedal, and we're going to be on cruise control. Whatever happens happens. We're not going to push it. We're not going to go after anything. So our year basically is from the middle of January on to September. That's all we got.
February, February,
And
because
I'm like,
everybody's
yeah.
trying to recover from New Year.
And it's like, what? Why would you think that? Even during the holidays, I think, yes, we do have limitation because of the days, but you could still, have, like, you need to have like this growth
Maximize.
mindset. What days am I permitted to work, prospect? It's not going to be the whole, 5 months of 4 or 5 months of holidays for the end of the year where you can't work. But I've seen this. It's like, also a lot of our cultural backgrounds also give us some limitations, and it's not always easy to kick the bucket.
It's
And
not.
it's not a same thing when it comes to finances. And I know Israel is also like had put in consideration when we were preparing for this segment. It's like, same thing, like you to have your mindset with your emotions, with your anxieties, with so on and so forth, and also how you're going to deal with your money. It's how you prepare yourself, So it's got different layers right there, and we have not been educated at all. Like our license, all the curriculum we have to get our license from the Department of State does not involve any of this. We never prepared for this, right? And it's kind of a shame because we have to navigate through muddy waters by ourselves and trying to figure it out. How do I deal with that roller coaster of deals up and down? When I may lose all my deals. Here you go, interest rate goes to 7.5. Half of my clients are not qualified because I'm dealing in. And it's like, oh my God, now my money, I blew up my last check on a motorcycle. What happened?
Yo, you
Right?
know how many people watching right now just caught an anxiety attack from what you just said?
No, but we have not been
I agree.
educated to deal with that.
I know. That's what it is.
So
I mean, I think that
yeah,
I think the time frame that we take in class just to learn how to become a licensed real estate agent is not the same sort of class we take to learn how to become a licensed entrepreneur.
right.
That's the problem that we all run into. We all don't know how to really take our money, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, and know how to split it. The problem with that is, just taking the 5, deals, or I've actually had 4 deals gone wrong as well.
Mm-hmm.
I already had that money in the bank for, like mentally already that money in the bank when it's not physically there. And then all of a sudden here I am doing exactly what you just said earlier, which is spending that money. And I'm like, great. So where am I going to get that money? Who am I going to? How many cans do I need to collect to catch up to that? Right. So it's really that mindset that now it's like I shouldn't really think about. I should think about every contract should not just be 1, should be 2. Because always one can go down somewhere, or like something's going to go wrong. So if you always can, make sure that in the course of a month that you're not just getting 2 countries, trying to get 4 because 2 may go down somewhere. You should always try to control yourself and try to make sure that you're speaking to so many people to get to that level, right? Because monetarily, it's scary when you don't have that money in front of you.
I think a good position to be on, and it's not, and I think like every agent should be able to thrive to this, is have 10 deals in contracts at all time, because it doesn't hurt if 1 or 2 of those die. It's not going to break you or make you, because you're still going to feel comfortable enough. You're not going to go through the anxiety and say, here, okay, 2 of them just died, fine. Now let me just crank up a little bit my prospecting or go back into my database and refill that pipeline with 2 extra deals. I still have, that many months and stuff. So this is all good. It's like no panic. But if you just have 1 deal and you're operating on scarcity, and I hate to say that, if you have this scarcity mindset, yeah, you're going to be having a heart attack every other day. What if title show comes back with a lot of issues and you did not do your research? Like, now what do I have? Nothing. Now I'm going to have to scramble and go and try to put something on the contract. Maybe.
So, yeah, and I agree with that. And just to look at it in a different way too. If you're an agent that's done a lot of deals, or actually just an agent that's just started, right? You've done a lot of rentals and so forth. Don't try to just base or just try to hold on to that 1 deal that's going to make it happen for you. We all run into that. Oh my God, that's going to be my $20,000 job that I'm going to get, or my $50,000 job that I'm going to get, so on and so forth. So, I mean, a quick story of mine, and just to give you when I first started, I did a lot of rentals. I mean, I was doing rentals like this, without a problem. Just rentals back and forth. And there was just one time, I finally got this one buyer. And it was supposed to be the way. The check was going to look. It's supposed to be a good $15,000 check. I was giving them my 110% of my attention because these rentals were just not cutting it. I was giving this person 110% of my attention to buy this place. We finally get to that level. We get to that offer. Boom. We're about to go to contract. Boom. What happens? Something wrong. The attorney found something. We didn't move forward. They literally went to an open house without me.
Ooh.
Right? And all of a sudden, that agent, did whatever they needed to do. They put an offer with them, and all of a sudden I lost that contract. All of a sudden
Uh,
I lost that person. But they felt so bad because the amount of work I put into it to work with them. They gave me a lot of referrals. It sort of made up what I lost. But I was so devastated because I worked with them for so long, for so many months trying to find a place, that they found it with someone else, that I was just like devastated. I just didn't even want to hear from them anymore. However, referrals after referrals pretty much made up for all the work that I actually
thank
put in
God. Yeah.
with them. So, and
Yeah.
just
So
to
you
cut the last story short.
you have, let's say you have that check at hand, like finally that one deal. Israel, I know you have this nice formula that you had
I
mentioned
think,
to us on how you
yeah,
deal with the money, that commission check. So you're not
it's
gonna
a
obviously blow it up all on the
right.
motorcycle. Yeah.
It's pretty much it's not a cookie cutter version of it, but it's an easy one to work on. It's a 30-30-30-10, which is really putting 30% of your check back into your business. 30% of it you go into Uncle Sam, which is unfortunate. We do have to pay them. Pay Uncle Sam their little chunk. And then 30% again goes to savings, whether it's personal or business savings. And then the last 10% that lies, because it's 90% from there, 10% is your fun money. You do whatever you want with it. You can go party, go take a steak or whatever. Just
But
enjoy yourself.
but you need to, outside of, I mean, you still have your expenses. Where do you put that
Of
one,
course.
like the food? Because that's already 100%. So
That's
the one from the business and
so that's what I was trying to tell you. So that's part of the cookie cutter version of it, right? So that your 30% doesn't have to be 30% all the way. It could be 25 or 20%.
yeah,
Right, 30% is obviously the taxes of Uncle Sam, because obviously that can go between 25 to 32%. The savings itself is obviously personal or business. Depending on what type of an entrepreneur as you're going to be, you can obviously use it as your savings for personal, and then try to use that for your expenses and so on and so forth. And then you have your 10% as part of your fund money. So that's how. But
yeah,
I know Ed has a different one as well that he likes to use too.
Yeah, I just I mean a little more breaking down of numbers, but what we're doing right now is that from the top, um, we're taking clearly the money from taxes. We're taking out the 10%. So 10% goes back into the business from the top. Then whatever's left over is where we break it down, where 50% of that goes into expenses, bills that we have to cover, bills that
yeah.
we have to pay. Then we take 30% that goes into another account where it's the wants, right? Things that you want to do, you're splurging, you're going out, whatever, fun money.
Or yeah, 30%.
Uh, 30%. And
Dang, that's
then yeah, so 30%. And then 20%, the 20% that's left goes into savings, goes into needs in the sense of like if you have to take care of some bills, if you're trying to buy a motorcycle, if you're trying to go on a nice extravagant trip somewhere, it would kind of come out of that. Or even if you had to pay down debt, school loans, whatever the case is, it would come out of that account. So that's kind of the way we break it down. So from the tippy top, only because it's actually in the oldest book in the world, which is the Bible, where you're supposed to take 10% and give back. So that give back is back to your business because if your business is producing you income, then you should take 10% from the top and put it back into your business. So that's where what I will tell you is as you're starting to develop and become an entrepreneur, an agent, whatever the case is, that business money, that 10%, you can put back into your account. And now you got money where you can now pay for leads, pay for marketing, pay for Google ads, pay for, Remind, the flyers, whatever the case might be. And now you have income that's not going to affect you. And now that we have to pay the MLS dues this year, right?
You don't have to scramble, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't have to scramble. That's true. It's just
No, I
like the
think,
money's
yeah,
there.
I think to each his own. You have to find like like for me, I know, you have your fixed expenses, your mortgage, your
Correct.
maintenance, your gas, your insurance, your food. You must have a food budget, putting a little bit of, okay, this week we're gonna have friends over, we're gonna spend an extra $300, whatever. And it's like you should be able to budget in your checks, and basically it's okay to planify with the contracts that you have with a contingency, and make sure that your pipeline is gonna be able to pay your bills and cover for a little bit of money for rainy days and investment and so on and so forth, and splurging. And it's not like, and I don't believe in necessarily living the lifestyles of your paycheck. If you're a $300,000 agent, don't go live like a king. You're like, yo, I'm gonna buy like this super souped up car and stuff. I'm
Oh
gonna buy
no,
like two $5,000 suits every month. It's like I
be
don't
smart.
necessarily believe in that. It's still like a little bit restrained, and because you were able to live on $150,000 budget, you didn't die of it. You were still comfortable. Keep that lifestyle and see how much better you'll be off when you
Yeah,
make the 300, and even more comfortable. That's the mindset to me to have, like that comfort level in your mind, like working, like, and as you're getting older, thank God, I'm a lot less emotional than I was, because I'm seeing like agents. Yeah, we all have our bad day. I have my bad days. I have my bad days in managing, in training, in recruiting agents. Sure, but I don't want to kill myself over it. Tomorrow is another day, and I'll start my day better prepared, because it all comes down to that. How prepared was I? Financially, emotionally, or my skill set, was I ready? That's all it is, right? It's easier to say than done, but
oh
that's what you
yeah.
have to thrive for. Make sure all areas of your life
In my
you are prepared for, you
in my
know.
opinion, I don't think you can ever achieve any level of success without going through those roller coaster rides. That's just
But
my opinion.
you have to experience something.
You
Yes, for
have
sure.
to, because if someone gave you $5 million, chances are you would probably blow that within the next 5 years. You would probably be worse off, if not in the same
Absolutely.
position you are now,
Right.
right? But
Yep.
now, if you give that money to someone, or if you find a millionaire, billionaire, and you take you strip them from all their riches, give them 5 years and they'll make it again. Why? Because they know what it takes to get there. And if you don't know what it takes to get there, then how can you possibly get there? You won't know.
Yeah.
That's why you always hear those stories about those people that hit the lotteries. And most of the time, these people end up in a worse position. They were never taught the financial system. They were never taught how to be financially stable. They were never taught this information, right? So here you are in business for yourself. Be smart. You get that money. Sometimes you're gonna get these $10,000 checks. Don't just take $10,000 and blow it. Find out what your expenses are. When you can figure out what your expenses are, you're now putting money towards that. You're now starting to think differently. You're now looking at things like, all right, cool. I'm working on a monthly budget, right? This is my monthly budget. So I know that this account funds all of my bills. So I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about that. Those bills are getting taken care of. And then there's the fund money account. If we want to do stuff, that's where the money comes from. So be smart with that money, because there will be rainy days. The markets are being projected. The forecast is in front of us, right? We have the last quarter of 2023. We're going into 2024. And what they're saying right now is, oh, the market's going to be crazy. The interest rates are through the roof. We don't know that. The only thing I recommend is put your blinders on, stay focused. Winter's your season, work through it, because it doesn't matter. You can sit there and complain about it, and you can sit there and do work. It's not going to change the situation. Just get on your horse and start going. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? If you missed the boat, so what? Get on now and let's make it happen and work towards that, because you never know where you'll be in the next month, 2 months, 3 months. Imagine if you did have, like Gigi said, 10 pending deals, right? When they all close back to back, you're not going to be tripping. You're
That's
not going
right.
to be sitting there thinking about that remember that client that I was telling you about that didn't want to freaking
and
buy the
and it's
house.
really and it's
Yeah.
really doable. I mean, once you're in business 5 years, I mean, yeah, you have some bad months that are worse than others, but overall it's like, so when you have your 14 deals in contract, you're like, yeah, and some
Yeah.
months you'll have like 8, 7, but it's average like that 10 deals a month, and I'm telling you, you are gonna be having like I believe you would be between I don't know, like maybe like close to like 175 to $200,000 a year as
In
GCI.
commission
Maybe.
You should,
Yeah.
depending on the, like on an average.
and what you're
Yeah.
closing. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's
Yeah.
So
possible.
why not? Why
It's
not?
possible, man.
Yeah.
Anything
It's
is possible.
Well, folks, I think they got the gist of it. I'll tell you that right now, based on all this.
It's hard, but it's like you need to have a plan. Anything
Yeah.
like to avoid the emotional roller coaster, to avoid the seesaw thing, the dents in your bank accounts and all that. Like look at it in a more. I think you just need to look at it with less emotions. Easier said than done, but
It is.
you need
I
to
mean,
educate yourself to be an entrepreneur. You need to.
I think at a certain point, even all entrepreneurs have gone through it. Is we all go through our internal tiers and external tiers, and once you go through it, just try to figure out. I mean, honestly, it's everything has little steps. Go back to basics. Go through your little steps again, and then just keep striving and just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing. Don't worry about it. If there's a wall in front of you, just keep pushing. Don't worry about it. Something around that wall. Don't let something stop you just because all floor tires got flattened out or just one tire got flattened out. Just keep pushing no matter what. We just spoke about money. It could be about the interest rates. It could be about the inventory. It could be about anything. When you feel like you're actually at a point that nothing's working the way you want to, you can either recreate or just go back to your basics and then try to create that into a perfect setting. I've spoken to a lot of agents, and I'm just going to shut this down by saying this in the sense that I'm hoping that when an agent tells me that, I need to get 2 contracts, 3 contracts, I'm like, get perfect at getting at least 1.
Yeah.
Be perfect at doing 1 or 2. Once you start doing that, then you'll start getting perfect at getting 3 and 4 and 5. Just get perfect at that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, at the end of the day.
Thank you, Israel.
Right.
This is actually a great, basically, introduction to next week's topic. You guys remember? I took my notes. I took some good notes. We're going to discuss, because we have to get ready. We're approaching October closer than you think, guys. So the next three months are basically what you're going to accomplish for next year. And we keep on drilling it to everyone. So next week, guys, let's talk about how to bulletproof your business. What are the actions we need to take to just make sure we're going to start? Because next year is around the corner. How do we get ready those next 3 months to bulletproof our business for 2024? Because we're not out of the woods yet economically. We still have an election to go through, and maybe things will change.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I know easier said than done, but we're all here. I mean, please jump in, give us some of your ideas. So next week, how to bulletproof your real estate business. Get ready for 2024. It is already next year, and winter is your season, like Ed says. All right, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's put that music in. But yes, absolutely.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Like always, we enjoy you guys' company.
We have an MVP this week, and it's Abdel.
Abdel.
Oh, yes. Abdel. Brother, I haven't seen him in a while. I hope you're feeling better. I hope to see you very, very soon. All right?
Yes.
Have a great weekend, everybody. By the way, it's going to be, what is it called? Street Fair this weekend.
Yes,
I think there's one in Richmond Hill I'm going to. Then there is the Austin Street Fair in Forest Hills.
That's on Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday, Saturday in Richmond Hill, Sunday in Forest Hills. Going to be hopefully okay weather. And let's meet our neighbors. It's cool.
Let's go.
All right,
everybody.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Bye now.
Bye.